now invite Professor Panchanan Mohanty from Hyderabad University. He's retired from Hyderabad University now in GLA Academy in Mathura, an eminent linguist and a very prominent researcher of natural language processing and linguistics in India. And he has been to many of our workshops before in European arena, and I invite him to present his work. Okay, Panchanan, you are online.
Yeah, I'm here.
So, please, for your valedictory. Sorry about forgetting that. Yeah.
So, thank you, Professor Girish Nath Jha, dear colleagues, scholars. It's a pleasure because I think, two of my former colleagues, speakers have made a ground for whatever I'm going to say. So I'm quite glad that it has already happened, because this is a workshop on Indian language data, resources, and evaluation. So my question is, where are the resources? Our colleagues may be surprised to know that even today, it's very difficult to find a dictionary dealing with 2 Indian languages minus Hindi. There is no dictionary between Punjabi, Gujarati. There is no dictionary between Odia, Bangla. There is no dictionary between Telugu and Malayalam. So, what are you going to do? What are you talking about? Are there good thesauri in these languages? So these are the questions we should probably ask. It's time to talk about all these things. So I was a little surprised that there is not a single presentation on word sense disambiguation, which I think is the core of NLP today. So there is not a single presentation, because I can easily guess that semantics is a very slippery area. So obviously people must not be, willing to write anything on such things. This is one. The second thing will be, when we talk about NLP work using grammars, I have seen in many of my, in many meetings and workshops, people do use those grammars which are not grammars of our languages. Take, for example, a grammar of Odia, grammar of Bangla, grammar of Telugu. They are not. Whatever is being taught in schools are not grammars of these languages. So probably, I'm sure some of you know the kind of grammar that, Douglas Biber has written for English, or Quirk has 10 years before, or 6, 7, 8 years before he wrote for English. So that kind of thing, we have never done anything like that for any Indian language, whether Hindi or Tamil, whatever it is, we have not done that. So it's time we started thinking along these lines. The other important question that I would like to ask is, we are talking about machine translation. Should we not hold a number of workshops on translation studies? Have we read anything on translation? What are translation theories? What are translation? What is this translation business at all? Should we not discuss? Should we not know all those things? I know for sure these things are not done because, as I have very distinguished friends here, Professor. I was involved in the project of Professor Pushpak Bhattacharya, Professor Girish Nath Jha, and before that, Professor Rajiv Sangal. We have been working together for quite long, and I know these things are not happening. So it's time we started, doing some of these things. And we have talked about, today there was a presentation on POS tagger of Marathi. And I have spoken many times to Girish Nath Ji that, we need to finalize our POS taggers, because we'll have to do all this. So probably we should meet and let's decide, all of us, meet and decide that this is what we have agreed to accept, that, okay, these are the final versions of our POS taggers. Somebody may else question, that's not a different, that's a different story, but let's agree that this is our, final is kind of POS tagger for the next 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. That kind of thing we'll have to probably do. Then I was very delighted when there was a discussion of these about these small languages. I was very, very delighted. The reason is simple. Oh no, Girishnath ji mentioned that there are 4 major language families in this country. I'll just like to give you a little bit of statistics. All of you will be surprised to probably know that 2 of the languages are spoken by 98% of the speakers. Dravidian, Indo-Aryan and Dravidian languages, these are spoken by the 98% of the language speakers of this country, according to the 2011 census data. And 1% for Tibeto-Burman languages, and 1% for these Munda or Austro-Asiatic languages such as Santali, Khasi, etc., etc. So this is the status of languages in this country. I'll give you another, I didn't know that, I'll have to do that. Otherwise, I could have got the exact data. Now, another piece of data for you, that 96.21% of the people speak the 22 scheduled languages. This is the exact data I'm giving you. 96.21% of the speakers in this country speak these 22 scheduled languages. And the remaining 1365 minus 22, whatever it is, maybe 13, Girishnath ji, kitna hoga? 1365 minus 22? Okay. Okay, whatever it is, and these many mother tongues are spoken by only 3.29% of the speakers. So this is the situation in this country right now. So as NLP researchers, we know that it's very important for us to conserve these languages, because each language is a repository of the cultures. So it's time we started talking about that. If by chance anything happens to these languages, and India will lose its tag as a multilingual country, plurilingual country, whatever we have, and all these things will go. And finally, one point, some years ago, I was asked to evaluate a project on something. It was an NLP project. And when I asked the principal investigator to show me the data, something like this: Ram chawal khayega. Ram rice will eat. Ram will eat rice. Those who don't understand Hindi, Ram chawal khayega, subject, object, verb. Ram is the name of a person, and chawal is rice. Khayega will eat. And the parser said there are 2 subjects. Ram is a subject, chawal is also a subject, because there is no object marker ko with chawal. So chawal is also a subject. So this kind of linguistic analysis creates a lot of problems in this country. And we have discussed it many, many times. So, whenever we are thinking about such things, let's talk about, let's make it a composite kind of coherent group. So we should work together. Otherwise, these things will never happen. Another, since there was a talk about deep learning, let me tell you, I shouldn't name her. She is one of the most distinguished quantitative linguists of the world. She has told me that big data, don't worry, another 5 years, people will say big data is no data. I won't name her. I could name her, but I won't name her, because I'm trying to coax her to write that paper so that I can publish it in Indian Linguistics, that is Journal of Linguistic Society of India. So this kind of thing. So let's think about our, own land, what we should do for ourselves. And this is very important. And finally, I'm delivering the valedictory speech. And as a linguist, let me tell you that, valediction is very closely related. It's a cognate of valiantness as well as valor. So, all these 3 things are very closely related. So I enjoyed, this workshop, especially the, this panel discussion. So thank you very much, panelists, for, it was a pleasure listening to you. And, let's go back with a lot of valiantness and valor and valediction forbidding mourning. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Pancharanji. I'm sorry again, we forgot the valedictory speech because we were running late. So thank you. And then now a time for saying goodbye, and I'll present the official word of thanks. So first of all, let me thank Elra and for accepting our workshop to happen fifth time, and also allowing us to have online webinar. And we were very fortunate to have more than 268 attendees at one point of time, and now we have 146. So thanks to all those participants who stood through the presentation, and 5 hours is a long time actually in hot summer in India. So thank you so much. I would say that we are so delighted that we were able to hold this workshop in difficult times, and thanks to Elra and thanks to my team, and also the chairs of this workshop, Kalika and Shobha, Rosa Agrawal, and Atul was a big help. And thanks to all the panelists, eminent panelists, you were able to spare time for us, and other invited speaker, my vice chancellor, the keynote speaker, and all the session chairs and the presenters, both the paper presenters and the poster presenters, and all of you dear participants. You stood with us for these 5 grueling hours, and I'm sure it is not easy to focus on a screen and talk about something which is very serious in nature and not as interesting as normally literature seminar would be. So thank you once again. And with this, I will say goodbye to everyone and hope that we meet next time and wherever the LREC happens and have a longer panel discussion, a longer interaction. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.